Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good evening, and welcome back to the Three Canons, and a happy hello from the 300-acre forest. Today we have a good, great episode for you guys, jam-packed with amazing, delicious content. And we're first going to start off with everyone's favorite canon, I guess.
Are you talking about me?
And the first canon, I guess.
Are you talking about me? You can say my name, like.
I guess we're just gonna start with Yeti, whatever.
She's talking about me.
I probably wasn't, but like since you're taking it and like,
oh, who was it gonna be?
I mean, like, it's fine. It's whatever. I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset about it. You know, like. It's always so hard for me to be the first canon, you know, and I feel whatever.
So what I want to talk about for Content Brain today is kind of insane. I first saw it like about a week ago, half a week ago-ish, and I was astonished. It takes place in a Walmart, if you would believe it, and someone gets beat up. I mean, that is something that should definitely happen.
Just like
in a Walmart.
In a Walmart?
Yeah.
Getting beat up in a Walmart?
That's a normal thing, you know?
Okay, I thought you meant it's like something that should be happening. And I was like,
oh, it should definitely be happening.
No, I don't think people should go to get their groceries and then like get beat up while they're trying to pick up milk.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
You don't like it's all out for all out of Walmart is
That
the
would
best
be...
place that I think that would happen. Y'all ever see what's that website like World Star?
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Isn't it like the shade room now?
That would make a lot of sense. The transition, yeah.
World Star Hip Hop?
What's our hip hop?
Yeah, it was
he knocks out the song. No, that is the thing. World Star Hip Hop, isn't it? Because wait, this is a Twitter feed. We're proud to announce our new event. What the hell? No, this is just.
Oh, so World Star.
That's Ice Spice's ass.
Huh? Okay.
All right, everyone.
All right,
back to the beating up of the person in the Walmart.
Okay, so essentially, people are baiting pedophiles into coming to Walmart to look for underage people and just being like, "Hey, are you looking for such and such?" And they're like, "Who are you?" And they're like, "No, were you looking for such and such?"
And you answer my question first.
And they're like, what is this? And they're trying their best not to answer the question, obviously, because they've just been caught red-handed. And the person knowing the whole story is like, nah, let me tell you what you were here for, what time, who you were looking for, and why. Damn. And then they list them out, and then they're like, what do you have to say to that? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Can you please stop harassing me? Can you leave me alone? That's the usual response. And they try and like run away. And then once the person starts running, the person with the camera is chasing them, screaming, pedophile in a Walmart, pedophile in a Walmart. Don't let him go. We got him. Somebody will jump out from another aisle. Go to town. They're jumping this man. They're beating this dude up.
Yeah.
And it's well deserved.
Yeah.
It's well deserved.
Definitely.
I don't know why we weren't doing that from the beginning.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense because it's like striking the fear of God into people.
You should be scared.
That we should be putting that back into people.
Never, not ever should you ever be comfortable.
No. Because why are pedophiles so comfortable now to enter LGBTQ spaces and be like, I don't know why you guys aren't accepting us. This is our flag. We're a part of the community.
How are you comfortable as a pedophile walking into a Walmart? Like
in public?
In public. Like, what are you gonna do? Just take this kid who's in the Walmart? Isn't a person gonna see you? Like,
actually,
what happened to those social experiments? We didn't learn nothing?
What would you do?
What happened to Chris Hansen? Bring him back. Like, what the fuck?
You know, and I'm never one for like bodily violence. I'm a pacifist, except for when it comes to pedophiles. Because what?
You need your.
And I guess people like animal abusers. Because what?
Did y'all hear about that guy?
I don't want to talk about that bus. I do not want to talk about.
Bus?
I don't want to talk about the bus.
What bus?
They found it was like in Kansas or something, and they found like a guy, and they pulled him over, and he had a bus filled with like barnyard animals.
What?
That they were sure were being used for. And like inside were like chickens and ducks, a donkey, a bull. There were like 3 dogs. It was insane, and the animal shelter was like asking for donations because they would have to do testing to prove it, and it would cost like $300,000. And the state, because the case was so crazy, the state funded it because that's how heavily they believed that shit was going on.
Oh my god!
Oh, like man was homeless, living in a bus, and they were like sure the animals were being used for like distasteful acts.
Oh my gosh!
I thought that's what you were talking about. My fault.
No, I was talking about that duck that got beat up at the Riverwalk. Some dude took the duck's neck and then slammed it down the concrete 3 times, breaking its neck and killing the duck. And he did that in front of everyone. And now people want to charge him for a felony.
I mean, they should. They should. What the fuck?
But then they were like, at most, he's going to get a misdemeanor. And I was like, okay. Well, this is going to cause a couple more cases because I'm going to get the city for emotional damage. Something.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know who was gonna say what now. But what came to my mind was this video of this old man being exposed as a pedophile, and his wife comes out and she's like, "What's going on?" And they're telling the wife that he's texting minors online.
Yeah.
Right. And she's like, "You know what? You handle it." And then she goes back inside, and then they turn to the man and they're like, "You better call her back too because we hear she's doing weird things with y'all's pets at home."
What?
Not Rufus. Not Rufus the dog.
Yeah.
Why can't people leave things? I will genuinely never, ever, ever, ever understand anybody who, because what? How does this happen? Why? How do you, because it's just sick. Like, I was just like, how do you even begin? I guess, it's kind of like when people try to understand serial killers, you never will because you're not a serial killer, It's like, I genuinely don't understand how somebody could look at an animal and be like,
yes. I'm sorry, we're starting with a hot topic.
It's the fact that they turned to the pedophile and said, I need you to go and get that animal released. What is going on? What is going on?
What is going on at Beyonce's internet? Megan Thee Stallion's Twitter.
Why did I wake up on this earth and have to see and
Drew
hear
Afuelo's TikTok? What is going on?
That sentence stringed together. None of those words were in the Bible. I don't even believe they're in the Quran, actually.
You got people out here diddling dogs.
Like, what is going on?
Yes. My straight Christian father's biggest op is me a bisexual.
Some people's biggest problem is someone who doesn't know they exist. My biggest problem is the fact that there's someone diddling dogs and kids outside.
I gotta be like, I guess I just gotta castrate myself because I know that like if I were to ever have a child, I would never know peace again. Simply. Having a dog is already crazy. Going outside, I never know peace because people are like, "Oh, can I meet your dog?" And I'm like, I don't know if they want to meet my dog because they love animals or they love animals.
Cute dog.
Yeah, because some people will be like, "That is a handsome dog," and I'm like, "Excuse me,
what you mean by that?"
Yeah, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah." Like I
get it.
Because I call Gilligan handsome. Gilligan's my cat, and I'm like, "Meet your boo boo, to handsome gentleman." But then I'm like, there's some freaks out there.
Like, that's a handsome dog.
Yeah, they'll be like, that's what they said. Like they pass by me, they're like, that's a handsome dog right there, and I'm like, okay, he's 3. Relax.
Oh my god, it's like those ladies that come up to babies and they're like, oh my gosh, he's gonna be such a heartbreaker one day. And I'm like, I actually have a gun. He's 18 months old. Nigga is sucking on a pacifier and being pushed around in a baby blue stroller.
And you're talking about how he's gonna be a heartbreaker?
Or those boy moms that go, before he met you, he was with his mama. What are you talking about?
The way my spine gets
I actually have 2 more guns. And they're fully loaded.
Oh, I saw a terrible Reddit post about, because, speaking of like how moms are weird with their son, and it was like this guy and he was like banging this older lady and she kept calling him by the wrong name and he was like, he just went with it because they were just casually hooking up, and then he stalked her on Facebook and the name she was calling out, her son.
Jesus! son.
Never in my life. The way I had to say a silent prayer for this young man, because I was like, he probably trusts her. He probably is like my mother, you know. And she takes motherly love to a whole new level. And he was like, and I even kind of looked like the guy. the way the bile crept up out of my stomach, and I was like, men, are y'all okay?
But the government's biggest problem is a Palestinian 8-year-old child. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
My mom's out here wanting to fuck their children.
Fuck their sons. They want to diddle these dogs, and then they want to traumatize kids.
They want to put a bullet vending machine,
and then y'all don't even get them. You just slap them on the wrist, especially when they're evil white men. It's just like, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god!
But I'm wrong if I beat up a pedophile.
I'm wrong. I get a tougher sentence.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I haven't seen one of those guys arrested. Do what you need to do.
Don't stop.
Do what
Don't
you
stop.
need
Be
to
the vigilante. Be the vigilantes this country needs.
Literally be the change you want.
This is the only Batman I will accept.
The only one. I will actually personally fund you.
If I gotta roll up my sleeves and start Millie rocking.
I'm rolling this shit up.
You were here to meet Anthony?
What's that bitch's name from World War I, where she was working in
Rosie the Ripper?
Yeah! Rosie the Riveter. I'm right here. We bringing her back. I'm gonna handle it real good, real quick. Are you fucking insane,
You're demented.
What do you mean?
Oh no.
Ghastly individual.
Oh no. And then it's the fact that these people will have family members and friends. I saw this one TikTok, bro. So I saw this one TikTok. It was obviously a bit, right? Mm. But the TikTok is when you realize that your friend is actually a predator or some shit like that. Mm. And so the guy is like, the two guys are like sitting down at a pool, right? They're lounging out, and so this young girl walks by, and man number 2, the friend, right, is like, "Hey baby, what's your name?" She's like, "Oh, my name is blah blah blah," and he's like, "How old are you?" And she's like, "I'm 16," and he's like, "Oh, okay." Oh! And then she walks off, and then the dude's like, "Oh yeah, she was pretty," and she's like, "But like, you shouldn't have said that to her though. Like, that's kind of crazy." He was like, "Nah, she was 18. I would have hit that." And honestly, if any of my friends had said that to me, I'm actually mollywopping you right fucking
right then and there.
Right fucking there.
We need to make a correction.
I'm beating the shit out of you right there.
Excuse me?
How can I let you go home?
I cannot be a witness.
I cannot be a witness. I'm basically an accomplice just because I heard that. I have to kill you.
I refuse.
How can I let you go and see God's good tomorrow?
I have to take you out.
God, I have to take you out.
No.
Are you crazy? Oh my god.
It's always so strange because genuinely, I cannot comprehend, because even from, I'm like, you know, I'm sure that has to do with my own trauma, but even from a very young age, I've always been like attracted to like older people. Like, and then, I mean, like, yeah, there was, like, the extremes, because, you know, I was into dopes, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, I'm very aware that that's, like, an extreme. But even, like, then, when I started, like, dumbing down, like, my age tribes, because there's no reason I should have been 18 dating, you know, people in their 40s. Shut up. I don't want to get into it.
It's okay.
I'm better now.
We won't get into that. We won't get into that.
But even when I started, like, going down, like, the age range, and I started, because, you know, when you're online dating, they can put a range of people they show you. I was like, I don't even want people who are my age, because I was like, we're dumb as fuck. I was like, I'm 18 years old, and I was like, I don't want to date an 18. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Like, what do you mean you got out of high school 6 months ago?
My girl has standards.
Bro, because I was really thinking about it, and I was like, no, because, like, whenever I see, like, girls that blow up on TikTok, and I'm not going to mention names, because a lot of these girls are minors, but there's, like, a few popular ones that, and they're pretty. Like, they are pretty young girls. Like, I'm not, like, a hater or saying that, like, you know, like, I'm not going to be like, she's not all that. Like, she is a cute, pretty girl. Like, she's a child.
She's a child.
She's a child, but she's very pretty. You know, and I always get so confused when people are like, when they are like gassing this girl up in the comments like she is some sort of like like she is like a Marilyn Monroe. I don't want to say like.
I would understand if the people doing it were the same age, because like girls.
No, it's grown adults, grown ass men, and women. It is strange. It is a very strange phenomenon, because I'm like, children aren't even safe on the internet anymore.
That's true.
I mean, they were never safe on the internet, but I think like during the time, because when we were growing up, there was like Musical.ly and stuff, and like obviously there were predators on the internet then, but like it wasn't to the scope that is TikTok. And it's just so insane to go on this app and be presented with a thirst trap edit that somebody has made
of a
13-year-old, and I'm like,
whoa,
why is this on my For You page, first of all?
Yeah, I think I might have to go back to construction. I gotta do this shit by brick by brick.
I was like, I have to block certain tags, catchphrases, because the day I see, because when I was growing up, we had like a Malu Trevejo, we had, oh my god, who was the other ones? Lauren Gray.
Who's Lauren Gray?
They were Musical.ly stars, and at the time I was also a minor.
Oh,
and so they were like my age, like 14, 15, and they were like belly dancers on Musical.ly.
Whoa!
That's what back in the Musical.ly belly dance. Danielle Cohn. And she, there's like her whole age sketch, but it was insane. I need to wrap it up because your topic has turned into me spiraling about this. I'm so sorry.
No, we got 2 more minutes.
We do?
Yeah, each one, like...
Do you want to say anything else about your topic so we can move on?
I just think it's really insane that predators feel comfortable enough. Hell, they even have representation. Fucking Drake? Comfortable? Like, oh, well, if I really was a pedophile, they would have caught me already. Sir, we have photographic evidence. Your fan base, full of them. They rep you every fucking day.
Kendrick, drop another diss track, and my life is yours.
I just really appreciate people baiting these guys into public spaces and knocking their block off because it's what they deserve. Because somebody needs to put the fear of God back into these men. I don't know where it went. I don't know why it left.
I don't know why it left.
Because they know it's a taboo.
Bro.
And they're still cooking it up in the chat. Like, what the hell? Fucking Kick! That is the beehive of pedophiles. And they're still a company. They're still running perfectly fine.
They're still cooking.
They are, in fact, a streaming app now.
Yep.
It's crazy. I used to fuck Kick hardcore.
Shit, me
wait,
too.
so Kick was the messaging app before it became a streaming app?
Yeah, it was like Messenger.
Yes.
And it was like, it started off as just like, so Kick started off like pretty safe and like,
yeah, I mean,
well,
it was never safe.
It was the internet, but they had more, before they blew up, it used to be you had to have the person's username and you used to have to friend them. Then it started to get really popular to where you didn't have to do that anymore. You could just search somebody's username and start chatting to them. And then there was this thing where you could like go into public chat rooms. And it was crazy. That's where I found most of my abusers. That was great. That was really great. But yeah, it then you got into things where you could just kind of like be matched with random people based off of like interests. It very quickly became like, oh, Nagel was crazy. I didn't know. Why didn't we ever meet?
I was talking to the same 5 people.
I was never cool enough to be on Kick.
And you know what? Good for you.
I
dodged the biggest bullet of your life.
I was being bullied up until the 6th grade, so I was just never
pick your poison.
get thrown rocks.
You don't want to be on Kick, bro.
All right, moving to our next corner before I actually crash out. Umi, what did you want to talk about for content break?
It's me, the second canon, and I feel really weird because my topic is about I'm going to be talking about the shopping platform Mercari.
Okay.
I was going to talk about car gurus because I recently bought a car, so
I guess
a car? Online shopping apps in general, but we're talking about Mercari for today because as we all know, I love early 2000s toys, early 2000 merchandise, which is all considered vintage collections and things like that, which you can't easily find on the market anymore. So now you have to use secondhand websites like eBay. eBay's trash.
Boo, did you actually, I don't want to break it, but did you hear about that case where eBay was targeting that old couple because they had like a online merchant like blog website, and they had like articles writing bad things about like eBay, but it was like, you know, just like oh, the stock markets and like eBay is doing this practice, you know, it's not good for sellers and stuff like that. And the site got so big and it was popular to the point where eBay was like, we have to take this couple we have to take down this old suburban couple. And they literally sent stalkers, spies, and harassers to their house.
I believe it. That's true. Let me talk about Mercari. Yes. Anyways, Mercari is an app that is mostly inside Japan and the United States. So therefore, those are the only places that it's really welcome, unless you're not welcome, but provided unless you're using a VPN. But I shop in the United States one, which I could shop in the Japanese one. But
they got some good cars.
Anyways,
okay.
So Mercari, it's a place where you can buy and sell your things. It's really great. They currently have no seller fees, so if you have anything that you would like to sell, hop on there because eBay seller fees are crazy. And so usually I go on there to buy my scene dolls because, you know, the community is small and there's not a whole lot of product in circulation. And so when I tell you that this app goes fucking crazy because you can comment on people's posts and these people, because some people don't know what they have. Some people will have a rare doll and not know it, and then they post it for sale, which is fine. Because I really hate when people think they have something, like they have something super generic, and it just doesn't go for my scene dolls. They just know they have something collectible, so they automatically like jack up the price just because they think people will pay for it. And then I'm looking and I'm like, actually the thing that you have is not that rare, in terrible condition, and you don't even know what it is or which collection it's from.
So you're getting into the comments and airing it out.
Yes. Get into the comments, bitch. Because I have beef. Because scalpers are one thing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, what scalpers are already annoying as fuck as it is. You know, they go and they purposely buy up a bunch of popular product or product that they know is going to sell, and they mark it up. But, you know, the thing about scalpers, at least they know. At least they know what they have, and they know that people will buy it.
Yes.
Because at least then it's not annoying. It is annoying as fuck when some random person comes into my space, knows jack shit about the community, and marks up prices simply because they see a doll going for like $300, which is not unusual in this subspace because they get vintage collectibles, but they just see something going for that price, but not knowing why it is going for that price. Because there are so many nuances in early 2000s and just collecting in general, where there could be like the subtlest of differences. This specific one could be going for $300 because it has a defect. A rare defect that makes it because it is legitimately one of a kind, because it is wonked out. But because you just see this $300 price tag, it is driving up the market for no reason.
For nothing at all.
For no reason, because there is not even a demand for the defect. This is just expensive because it's literally the only one in existence that is like this, because it's a mistake. It's not meant to be like this. And so then they like do that, and I will see like my scene, like first edition Kennedy, going for $250, and maybe this doll is worth $50, which is still very expensive for a Barbie doll. But these people sell them for like $250, and here I am in the Mercari comments, like, this is not what you think it is.
You are not that guy.
You are not that guy. You're gonna have, and I try to be nice and I try to be respectful, because some people,
they just don't know.
They just don't know. And then I get clapped, but they're like, I know what I have. Do you? Do you know what you know?
You gotta lay into
and
it.
now,
when I pull up in this bitch and I just steal it from you.
when I'm like, excuse me. And I'm like, well, it's really not that serious. These are dolls, and I'm just trying to help you make a sale.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm not even trying to buy it. I'm arguing these people in the Mercari because they've made it. I was like, oh, hey, by the way, you might have an easier time selling it if you put it like in this market or like this price. And like also like you've named this doll as super rare, but that's actually really misleading. It's not. I know what I have, young lady.
Young lady.
Okay. Hey, good luck.
And you know what else you're about to have? A problem.
A problem.
Me?
Problem. Report.
Click, click. Bye. Now you're gone. No more selling dolls.
I don't like to report people, but if I was like, it's like false advertising at that point. Me being bitter. Because I hate when my feed, when I have like specific settings and like it's clogged up. with like people are like ultra rare, super blah, blah. It's like the most average basic thing that you can collect. All collectors probably already have 6 of them.
6 of them.
And they're not even complete. They're bad, and it's so frustrating. And Mercari, like, luckily Mercari is a lot better than this. eBay is wild. Because eBay, like, does not give a shit. And, like, truly, I guess, like, at the end of the day, it is about supply and demand. And they have it and I don't. So truly, if you have the supply, you can demand whatever you want.
That's true.
And sure, like, whatever. The day is an economy. You know, like, you will not sell things if there is not a market for it. And simply there is just not a market for your nasty $250 first edition Barbie Kennedy.
That I see has dog bites on it.
Truly, that your 4-year-old's chewed up.
Oh.
And now you were thinking you're gonna make a utility bill.
You about to make rent on this doll?
But you disrespected.
I think not.
No.
And it's just so frustrating because they label everything as rare, where in like a toy community where things were mass produced by massive companies like Mattel. Mattel is one of the biggest toy companies in the world. When these people list something as rare, but it's really not rare. There's just a high demand for them. Like the rarity of it is not like a hard to find item. It is not a like difficult item to find. It's just there is a high demand for them and a limited quantity. So that doesn't really make them rare. It just means that like a lot of people are interested. But when the doll market goes down, just kind of like when stocks go up and down, like those things become less rare because less people want them. And so it's like this illusional it happened with Bratz dolls a couple of years ago, where people selling Bratz for like $500 thinking they're gonna make rent.
No.
And like, yes, some dolls are more, I guess, elusive than others.
That's a crazy way to put it.
It's like I have some dolls that I have paid vast amount of money for, rent money on. But that's because me personally value those dolls that high. And if they are pieces of plastic, they don't inherently have value. With my fake money.
Yeah, with like fake money, my not real economy, these imaginary laws.
I was like, none of this is real. Losing my mind on the fake phone.
On a fake ass phone. You know, I'm not even really sure if I'm here.
But what I genuinely hate about Mercari is that you can like things that you have, like, so you can save it for later. Sometimes I like things that are way out of my price range, but I just want to see in case the seller might drop the price. Because there's some things where I can see like, oh yeah, like I can see why you priced it like this, because usually it's new in box, harder to find because it wasn't made in the United States. Which those, yes, I can understand a jacked up price because you have to pay a bunch of shipping fees. They simply were not made in the US, so they're just not as accessible. They're quote unquote rare. They're rare in the United States, but not rare in places like Latin America. So, especially new in box. So when I find a new in box vintage toy, then I can understand, especially if the person has gone out of their way to like label it correctly. Like that's my biggest pet peeve. Like when you're collecting things, often things belong to sets. Like, and if you are a collector or a person within the community, you usually know which things. That's why I try to buy only from other collectors, because it's really annoying. And like, I don't mean to be like pretentious about it, but it's just kind of annoying when I see people try to come into the community just to simply make money. And like, if that's what you're trying, that is fine. But I'm just probably not going to buy from you because
you're not in the in group.
You're not in the group, and like I like to support, I like to support other people in
the community.
I like to support other collectors. So like usually I try to see like what they got going. But the problem with buying and trading from other collectors is that they are pretentious. And I understand what we're like. I'm not trying to hide it. Collecting is very pretentious because you're just like, buying a bunch of nonsense. You're buying a bunch of nonsense. It's crazy. Hoarding it in a room and looking at it on a shelf. You're not my precious. My precious. I was like, so it is a pretentious conversation to be happening. Like, ooh, you can see how your doll is in excellent condition. Brand new display quality is a crazy statement to be making about a Playline doll.
I can see that the ball and joint sockets, they're
stiff.
Oh my gosh, there was a Powerpuff Girl episode about that where they were like collecting Powerpuff Girls merch. Y'all seen it?
No. I think that's me.
Oh.
That guy from Toy Story 2.
Oh, the guy that guy. What is
I don't know his name, but
was it
Big Al?
But
Chicken Al.
No, the cowboy. What was
Woody?
it? Yeah, Woody. When he kidnapped Woody and he started cleaning him. And then he was like, "Oh, someone scratched his
They made
name
him
on
the villain of the movie, and I'm like,
Chicken Allen's his name?
his name's like Chicken something. His name's Alan or something.
Because he was in that chicken costume.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, this man's the villain.
He's just me.
I was like, they're going to a toy museum in Japan. Shit sounds awesome. That sounds peak. You know, I was like, that sounds peak. And then we got the professional come in. Woo! He's got money.
Is it getting hot in here?
What's going on? No, but I recently had a seller try to contact me because on Mercari you can like things, and I didn't know that on Mercari the seller could see exactly who has liked their post. Mm-hmm. So this seller had gone in and looked through, because they had a pretty like in-demand doll. So there was like 200 plus likes on this thing. So this person had to have gone in, searched for whoever specifically, and messaged me and was like, hey, I noticed you liked this. It would be really great if you could purchase it. Hey, which is really friendly, considering you're on a site, you know, where you're buying things. Mm-hmm. Kind of a red flag, but... hey. And I said, yeah, I was just looking, but like I just don't have like the funds right now. I just wanted to like it to save for later. I was just trying to see like after the next time I get paid, if I'll have enough money at the end of the thing to buy it, hopefully buy it. And they're like, oh, cool, like I can put it on hold for you. When do you get paid?
Hold on, man. You can't just force me to buy something. You're gonna buy it, right?
And I was like, I really wanted to know. And I thought about it for a couple hours, and I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, like if I have enough money, like let me see if this person will put it on hold. And they're like, I didn't say that I would have enough money, but I was like, okay, yeah, like if I have enough money at the end of my thing, like I like would like to purchase it. Like, how long are you willing to put it on hold? And they were like, well, when do you get paid? And I was like, I get paid this Friday, but like again, like let me look at my funds to make sure. I was like, no guarantee.
Yeah,
you know, but if you're willing to put it on hold, like that's great. And they were like, okay, super awesome, I understand, like I'll get it packaged up for you. And I was like,
hold on, ma'am, are you giving it for free?
She's like, I'll get it packaged up for you, so like when you buy it, like you don't have to wait or anything, so that way the shipping label just prints and I can slap it on the box and drop it off at the post office.
She's trying.
Homie was excited.
My $20.
It was $300.
Oh, you know, me too. Here you go, ma'am. Here you go.
$300 doll. So it was not like a light little bit of change. It was like, I have to think about this, you know. And I was like in a good finance, and so take the doll. And this was like on Monday or Tuesday at the beginning of the week. Okay. And then the car that I had been looking at, like I had been wanting. Literally the exact make, model, everything had lined up so beautifully and perfect that I was like, okay, well now I have to buy this car because my old car would smoke. Shake smoke was the death contraption. That's what the friends and I lovingly called it, the death box.
Early mobile.
It was not a good thing, and I was in need of a new car. So the car that I had been having my eye on conveniently went on sale like literally the day after. Mm-hmm. And so I started the process of buying the car, got the car, and had to text that person literally the day after she had messaged me and be like, hey, I am so sorry, but I'm not going to be able to purchase this doll from you because I've had other financial obligations that came up that are slightly more pressing. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry for any, really apologetic, mm-hmm. but I'm so sorry for any inconvenience. I just wanted to let you know ahead of time. I'm good luck with your sale. Hopefully, maybe in the future, if it's still up, I would still be interested. But as of right now, and maybe for the next couple of weeks, I'm not going to be making any purchases. I'm poor.
Very, very poor.
Let me know if you need anything. Thank you. I closed the app, and I'm thinking, okay, that's it. It's not like I had a pending transaction or anything. Literally, only a day had gone by. It's not like I waited till the day before I was supposed to purchase it, or the day of. Because truly, I'm gonna be so honest, I was just gonna ghost her.
You should have, honestly.
I should have, because the response I got after was something along the lines of like, "Wow, I really feel like you wasted my time.
Hello.
You made me waste a bunch of materials. Excited. And there was something else. And I was like, wasted a bunch of materials.
No, and you should have said, you're welcome.
You're welcome. I really wanted to, but I didn't say anything because I was like, I'm not doing this right now.
I'm so happy for you. You're welcome. Because a bitch like you deserves it. Because
I was like, what is wrong with you? I was like, I just explained to you that I can no longer financially afford this, which I explained in the beginning that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to financially afford this. You're the one who messaged me.
You literally came into my shit. hey, you should buy this doll. Oh, let me make sure I'm able to buy this doll. I'm sending you the doll right
I'm packaging
now.
it. So when you
it's
swipe,
actually on your doorstep
right now. Okay.
I see it in your hand.
Yes.
You're FaceTiming and I see the doll in your hand.
This doll is yours.
Mind you, your phone checking your bank statement is in your hand. Like,
and I'm like, bro. And I was gonna answer back. I was gonna be like, excuse me. Excuse me. Why are you acting entitled to my money? I was like,
the money that I worked for is
like,
yours.
I'm sorry, it's an inconvenience. I know you were probably excited. Like I said, $300 is not a sum of money to sneeze at. I would be kind of bummed out too if the person like was like, hey, like, so sorry, but like also understandable. Like if somebody just suddenly didn't have $300 lying around. God forbid.
Like, God forbid.
I was like, what would that have been your response if I was like, sorry, my dad just died?
Like, sorry, someone just broke into my house and killed all my pets.
So, like, sorry, I suddenly have developed cancer.
Like, sorry, I just got hit by a train. I actually am dead and I can't buy the doll now.
Like, bro, I was literally gonna ghost you. I was like I said, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I know this is probably not great. I'm sure you were probably planning on what to do with that $300.
You were gonna go to that concert.
Yeah.
Let me see Chaperone.
You know, at that point, hey. I'm sorry.
It's Chapel.
It's really pressed as well. But you being like, wow.
Wow, I wasted all this material.
And I was really so tempted to be like, wasted what? Do you need me to cash app you for the 5 cents of tape?
You're that broke.
Just say that.
And you know what? The dots are connecting.
Start the GoFundMe, bestie.
I should have been like, you need to start a GoFundMe. What kind of material?
Patreon.
What kind of material did the 5 cents of tape? Because I wanted to go buy packaging material, and I'm not trying to make fun of anybody's situation because I really was sitting there and I was like, $5 for this envelope is a little steep.
You know,
I was like a little steep. So I'm not trying to make fun of anybody's financial situation because I am broke as a joke.
Yeah.
Broke as hell. I bought a new car, could not afford to put gas in it.
Bought this house, can't put furniture in it.
I was like, by no means that I am a poor person.
It's me, the floor, and a bottle of water.
You know, maybe the TV screen that I got.
Maybe.
I should sell that.
Bumming $2 off of Juppie and Yeti.
I got like 3 bagels in the fridge and like a Corona.
And we going about to Jesus it out.
We about to fish and bread this shit.
So by no means am I trying to be like, oh, she great.
No.
But clearly she had the supplies in hand because she was telling me how she got it packaged up the day of. 4 days before the transaction was supposed to take place. So I don't want to hear it.
If anything, take it out the box.
Take it out the box. Reuse the box.
Shit. Go return it to the store.
Even someone else will buy it.
Go to your local Target and give it back.
Return the box and the tape.
And if you got it from Goodwill, donate it again.
Donate it again.
Donate it again.
And if it really is that deep, bro, I'll cash up you the 50 cents it took for that piece of tape. I'll tape up the box.
All of it. That's the seller tape, the duct tape, the masking tape, the painter's tape, the washi tape.
Whatever it is, let me know.
What you need, bro.
Get a $5 biggie bag from which?
Like, tell me.
One thing it is not is that serious.
That's serious.
I was like, damn. And I was like, this is what I get for trying to be nice, trying to give people on the fucking internet, people like Mercari, the common courtesy. So I blocked her.
Good.
Because I was like, I'm never doing this again. But blocking on Mercari only lets them block from like messaging you. So I recently had to list some things for sale on Mercari because again,
oh
poor.
My goodness, I'm worried now.
And I like slowly realized that like when you block somebody, and I blocked multiple people, but it only blocks them from being able to message you. It does not stop them from being able to look at your listings and buying them.
She tried to buy her doll.
No, she didn't.
Oh.
But there was somebody else, not the same seller, somebody else who I had blocked because we had gotten into I might be the problem.
There was smoke, and then there was fire, and then I saw me.
I might be the problem. No, it was just like this other person was just also really annoying and like trying to get me to buy stuff after I had already said no. Mm-hmm. Because me liking a product does not automatically mean I want to buy it.
Actually, it does. You're legally obligated to buy that item.
I was like, so sorry, I liked your product. I was like, it's just, and I don't feel like explaining every single time somebody comes to me and is like, hey, I noticed you looked at this product. Do you want to buy it? And I'm like, well, yeah, but maybe not for $500.
Like, do you pull up on everyone who liked that
yeah,
post?
Like, was it just me because you saw that I have transactions on my account and you saw that I have like good rating? Like,
what is automated?
Is this automated?
This is probably a bot.
Me arguing with AI once again.
The dead internet theory comes and bites me again.
And so that person I had blocked, I saw that they had liked one of my listings, and I was like, I hate this app. Was I talking for 38 minutes?
No.
No. I was like,
we're gonna end Content Brain here. I actually don't even have anything to say for Content Brain. I've just been enjoying the conversation. So we're gonna head into our intermission. That means that you guys are able to take a break, we're able to take a break, and if you haven't been really paying attention to what you've been doing and just having a good time listening to us chat, maybe take a couple minutes, get back on track, hit that, what's that word called? Just get back on track with what you're doing.
Actually,
feel the progress.
Before that, I actually want to discuss where I was January
No,
6th.
you cannot discuss where you were January 6th.
I just think...
No.
Okay, so where I was January 6th...
Favorite corner, honestly, the big corners with the Yeti, and I just stretched. I'm so sorry, everyone. And yeah, because Yeti is our first canon today,
and the most important canon.
You don't have to say that each time.
I thought that was our thing.
That's not. It just sounds really egotistical of you.
When I say it, but when Umi says it, whatever.
You don't have to be so arrogant. That's all I'm trying to say.
Can you wrap this up?
I already wrapped it up.
All right, whatever.
Okay.
What you're missing is it's Yeti time. Normally I talk about internet drama and stuff like that, and this still applies to internet drama. It is something that broke out on the internet, but hopefully in the future I won't be hitting too many topics at the same time, because I really want us to have a conversation to some extent. So today I'm hitting up Genshin. I started playing Genshin Impact back in 2021. It came to me through the internet, as all things do, and I was like,
distribution system.
And I got into it. I was like, wow, this is a really fun game. This is so great. I love this game. I was playing it. I was having a good time, getting through Mondstadt. Mondstadt is beautiful. I love the way they built it.
What is Mondstadt?
The land based off of Germany. It is the best Genshin land, the nicest one, the safest. Okay,
it is the safest.
It is. I guess
this
not the
sounds
best.
like white supremacy.
Huh? Okay, no.
No, Archon is just my favorite.
That is the preference.
Y'all were kind of gassing it. I was like, it's the safest place.
It is the safest place. That's where you start. So obviously, the enemies in that area wouldn't be as
literally the safest, because you will not die.
You won't. It's actually impossible. If you die, that's just because you were just standing there.
That's just a skill issue.
That's a you issue. Oh, even that big fight with what's that dragon's name? Yeah, Dvalin. They gave my dragon a black name.
Was he black?
He was a dragon.
He was black.
a nigga. They made him a slave. Shackles and all.
Let me go through my story. So Mondstadt was cool. Got to Liyue. Liyue was pretty nice, and I didn't realize it, but I met my first black character, Xinyan, and she is so pretty. She is so fun to play. I love her character design. I love the way they fucking
Wow. We got a hater. We got a hater in the chat right now.
Her kit is just. Compared to a lot of other 4-stars, it's very lackluster.
Oh yeah, she
has the potential, but she's very fun to play.
Yeah,
but if you care about game stats and stuff,
it's bogus.
Bobo.
Is boo-boo. And then realizing Xing Yan's the first black character I've met. Oh, where are all the black characters? They're coming. They're going to be in the Fire Nation. I was like, okay, that's cool. And by Fire Nation, each country has their own element, I'm going to say. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why is the Fire Nation where the black people are? Is it because Africa's hot?
What?
I'm just trying to cause a problem.
Stop. Stop.
Stop it.
So then, further along the line, we hit up Inazuma. Inazuma was cool. Then we get to Sumeru. And the whole time, Sumeru... Okay, so each country that we go through is based off of a real life country. Mm-hmm. So Mondstadt is Germany, Liyue is China, Inazuma was the next country that's based off of Japan. Sumeru is based off of like South Asia. Mm-hmm. I want to say India, but I don't want to like...
No, it's South Asia because they have a lot of different influences.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm like expecting, okay, we're going to see a lot of brown people. You know, they might not be black, but I'm seeing brown people.
We're seeing some melanin.
You're seeing Desi, you know, some color of flavor, anything, you know?
Wait, did you say Desi or Daisy?
I said Desi.
I think it's Daisy.
Daisy?
Isn't it? The Daisy people.
You're asking me?
Sorry.
I thought it was Desi.
Sorry. I
know
think
what?
it's Daisy, but...
We'll leave that up to lack of knowledge.
Okay.
So I'm getting there and I'm like, wow. It's a lot of white.
What?
Even their Archon.
What? Oh,
So
yeah.
it's based off of a Hindu god, right?
Yes!
What?
Yes!
It's based off of a Hindu god, pale white child.
Whoa!
Though I think hers was excused because the actual god that they based her off of is actually like literally white.
Really?
Like not white as in Caucasian, white as in like
The color.
the skin.
White.
Oh,
Okay.
As in it's like this.
Okay.
But I don't know that much about Hindu gods. That was just something I saw floating around on TikTok. Do not quote me. I'm obviously not as knowledgeable as somebody who is in Hinduism.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely going to double check that. Hopefully I can come back around and comment on that later. But the only people of color that were in the Sumeru chapter were Candace, playable character.
Candace.
Okay. And Dea. Oh, also, what was his name? I forgot his name. He was
Kaya?
like, not...
Tyler?
Kaya.
Tyler!
Oh yeah, I heard Candace and I was like...
And you know, I'm just now remember Kaya was in Mondstadt. And he's also one of your first starting playing characters.
Oh.
And he has roots in Sumeru.
So he's also South Asian,
Yes.
but he's white?
No!
Oh, okay.
He's
Based
melanated.
on the Hindu gods. So
Okay.
I'm talking about that general who makes those terrible jokes. People ship him with Tainari. Sino.
hate that
He's
man.
also person of color. Why do you hate him?
He's just annoying.
He doesn't do much. He said, knock,
This is-
knock. Who's there?
This is the god that she is apparently based on.
Oh, okay, so she's just pale skinned.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She just likes skin.
Honestly, seeing those pictures, I still feel like that was kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like I definitely see a bit of a tan.
They took this beautiful, fully developed woman.
Gorgeous.
And made her a child?
Yes, and that's the craziest part because she used to be a grown woman. It was like in the lore that she was a grown woman. I don't remember what exactly happened to her, but then
She grew a new consciousness.
you know, and then they locked her in prison.
She died and she grew a new consciousness.
And they were like,
She's the goddess of wisdom.
No way.
that's what she looks like.
Let me see that
That's
again.
what she looks like.
Let me see that again.
Lesser Lord Kusanali. Love. Lesser Lord.
Why were they calling her
Nahida,
that?
they could never make me hate you.
No.
I love Nahida.
Oh, she was so smart. She was so precious. They just did her so dirty.
Let me show you Greater Lord Rukadavakta.
No.
Actually, I've never seen her.
Really? There's no I don't think there's an official 3D model of her. There's just like the
The picture,
Yeah.
or are you talking about the statue of the seven?
No, like in the flashbacks where the Genshin has like the 2D style.
Oh,
And I just want y'all to know, now comparing both of the characters and what she looked like.
she's
and what
actually
she-
glowing on the phone screen.
I'm actually
Like, what the
No,
hell?
I'm actually kind of baffled. I'm flabbergasted. the amount of delusion that you had, the gymnastics that you had to
the
go
mental
through
flips
to design a character.
And you know what? It's not even just the character. It was the gameplay in Sumeru. Actually, let me finish on the colorism. Okay, so those 3 characters were those. They were the
before she died.
And still, the gymnastics that you have to go through to design that character like that based on a Hindu god. You had to at least do Simone Biles' floor routine.
Look,
and I mean the one when she went 12 into the air.
Trust me, it gets worse.
Okay.
I haven't landed the plane yet.
Damn.
This is just taking off.
So we are still like at the airport.
We're still on the runway.
So all those characters that I mentioned, Candace, Dea, Sino, right? Those were the 3 playable characters of color from that area during that time, all right? And they are from a separate area in Sumeru. Now let me tell you, there's undertones of segregation. There are undertones of classism. And it comes with people being from the desert and people being from the city. Ask me, Jupi, where do you think all of the people of color were? And what roles did those characters play?
They were from the desert and they were picking cotton.
Oh, there was no cotton in the desert, but they were from the desert. All of them were from the desert. Okay. And then the 3 characters only got to their roles of status by working up to like please the people in the city to get to those levels, except for Candace.
Right.
She was like the
daughter of a god.
Oh,
or descendant of a god.
Yeah. So that's her. But everybody else were like, we got to go work in the big city to make a name for ourselves. We got to work hard.
1965.
So those social... Yes! But we left it alone because, I don't know. I really don't know why we left it alone. There were excuse after excuse after excuse. And I was like, you know what? Let me just play the game. I was playing the game and yada yada. It was yapping Mickey. Yap Central. Okay. They were like, oh, what is this character trying to tell you? What does this mean? If I put A, B, and C together, what is it? And I was like, you know what? This is enough to distract me from the crazy colorism in this game. I was still looking for my, darker skinned fellows, but they were nowhere to be found.
You put up missing signs and I wanted posters.
Next country, Fontaine, right? That country is based off of France. It was really interesting. They added underwater gameplay. They had some really nice looking characters. So Fontaine is the next country. It is based off of France. They have a really nice terrain. They introduce underwater gameplay, so you can stay down there as long as you want. You are Aquaman. It is beautiful. The layout, nice. Black people. I couldn't find them yet again. No. And
Black French people don't exist.
Yes, they do. You can't deny yourself of that.
No, because I really looked at you like you're a liar, and Who do you think you're fooling? I know what you are.
I know what you are.
I got to this part of the gameplay, and essentially there's this whole plot where you go to court to defend your friend and everything, and they kept yap, and I was like, I'm tired, right? So I stopped playing Genshin for a little bit. They're not giving me what I want. There's no people of color that I really like in this game. Mm-hmm. The gameplay functions are kind of difficult because I made the mistake of raising my world level to 6. Don't do that. Once you get to 5, it's time to stop.
I'm going to keep my world level at 5.
Don't go any higher than that. You'll actually have to work. You gotta start farming, and I'm not interested. I'm here for the lore, and I'm here for the pretty girls.
Okay.
And the black people.
I'm here for the pretty girls and the black people.
So I hop off for a little bit, and then what I hear on the internet just boils my blood. Months later, I see nonsense. They're teasing the country that's supposed to have the black people.
Okay.
And I'm seeing it, and I'm like, no, this can't be. What is this? Now, long ago, they were telling me that shit was supposed to be based on
Once upon a time.
Once upon a goddamn time. It was supposed to be based off of Africa.
changed their minds.
Oh, so many times.
They changed their mind?
Based off of Mexico.
What?
They had a chance.
I'm gonna tell you something.
A chance.
Let me tell you something. They were like, that's a little too close.
A little too close to what?
Darker skinned people.
Okay, but black people?
Our markers don't work like that.
Your markers?
We are a multi-millionaire company, but we don't know what shade that is. Our hex codes stop at a certain point. It doesn't go further.
That's the unknown.
So I'm like, this is a joke. I get on Umi's Genshin account and I start playing. I'm stuck in Fontaine. I didn't get to where Natlin is, right? That's the name of the country. Mm-hmm. And this morning, I woke up and I was like, is Natlin even out yet?
No.
It comes out in August.
August. Oh, so they're going to release the country that's supposed to be Africa in the hottest month of the year, and I'm going back to my statement from earlier.
It's no longer based on Africa.
What's it based on?
It's based on Mexico.
It's based on Mexico. And you know,
the Africa was I don't know if they started it or was it the fact?
I really don't know, but I was promised something and I was robbed. I was promised
something
and I was robbed. Huh?
Maybe you'll get Shneznaya.
What's that?
It's gonna be Russia, but
they're not gonna give us black people ever. That's what I'm trying to say. And even when they went to go give us those people of color, of darker skin tones, they were going into their culture, which is something they normally do, and they're good at that. We've seen the previous countries that they've done, besides Sumeru, and they will do good at like capturing the essence of that culture, their backgrounds, just like their fucking culture. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But this time, it really came down to the color of their skin for me, because they took inspiration from a Nigerian god.
Stop.
Hey,
I need you to stop right there.
No, that's me.
No. Before I take off my glasses, I break them.
No, it's okay.
Hold on. So the god of the country that's supposed to be Mexico?
No, not the Archon. No.
Okay.
A character.
A character. Yeah.
Okay, so wait. So the character, the god that's coming out, that's based on the Nigerian god.
No. So the character, just another dude.
Okay.
Based off of a Nigerian god.
Okay.
Right?
Not the god.
Okay.
Not the god.
Okay.
So tell me why, once again, whiter than snow. And I didn't even realize it was based off of the Nigerian god. I found out through a TikTok slideshow of what these characters were based off of. Some other character was based off of an Aztec god as well. And
they were white as snow?
Was it the white child?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm tired of being disappointed because they didn't even. It doesn't like the god that they picked from. His name is Alern, right? Mm-hmm. He's not even a he. The Nigerians of that time did not give it a gender. It was not anything. It was just power from the sky, right? And they couldn't even worship that thing directly. They couldn't. But here we are. Regular ass dude.
It's a lady.
No, it's a dude.
Those are tits.
No. The character's name is Oron. O-R. Where'd it go? O-R-O-R-O-N. And it's just ballistic.
This.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
I thought we were talking about Sunset Shimmer's looking ass.
Welcome back.
Sunset Shimmer.
And we already know.
Is that him?
No, that's Sunset Shimmer.
We already know that this company knows how to take from other cultures. We already know that they know how to make people of color. Let's dive into that one. Hanukkah Star Rail. There are black people up the wazoo in there.
They got a furry character.
Oh, come on! But like, it's still kind of nasty. I don't remember the name of that character, but one of those characters have a special move called Shackle Breaker.
No way.
No way.
I cannot make this
No way.
shit up!
No way. No way.
I'm gonna stand.
No No way. Shackle breaker? No way. Kill me now. Whoa. Am I a joke? Whoa. Wait. You are alive. You're lying to me.
I'm being serious.
What is shackle breaking?
So I'ma stand up, take my sisters with me.
Oh.
Put down.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm not lying.
The power of Frederick Douglass.
Yes! Yes! The power of Harriet Tubman.
Shackle breaking. See, and once again, we come back to the beginning topic of my biggest problems are that there are people who are diddling children and dogs and people who are making characters that are powers are named shackle breaking.
You know, that kind of goes crazy. Though.
I will kill you and that person.
That kind of goes hard. Though.
I will kill you and that person.
Not Lynch Snapper.
Lynch
Snapper.
Don't give them ideas, bro. They just might take it.
You know, that would just honestly go crazy.
Lynch Snapper.
Bible beater.
Is this the moment where I find out you're more racist than me?
It'd be your own people.
Because I was like, earlier, Yeti was telling me about it, and I was like, oh, the name is Cotton Picking. Now you're telling me it's Shackle Breaker? Mm-hmm. Wow.
What do you want from me? Hey.
Wow.
And I know bangers.
I'm just sick. I'm just sick and I'm tired.
This isn't real. What do you mean, Shackle Breaker? Bro, I should shoot you dead.
Now, let me tell you something. When they showed Natlin for the first time, the initial response was obviously negative, and then a bunch of defenders, a bunch of mihoyo toe suckers were like, well, they're from China. They've never seen a black person before in their life.
Jump scare.
What are you talking about?
Jump scare.
What are you talking about? This is the same shit K-pop fans will do when a male artist just like, I don't know, does something stupid.
Like,
fucking...
There was this one dude from Treasure, right?
Lord!
There was this one dude from Treasure, and so they're on this V Live shit, right? When V Live was a thing.
It's like Instagram Live.
Yeah, it's like Instagram Live. But they were on that shit, and this dude started saying some homophobic shit for no reason at all. At all. Like, the conversation didn't warrant it. The situation didn't ask for it. The people weren't looking for it. This dude just went, and you know what? Men kissing men is kind of so weird.
And his members turned to him and was like, no, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get us canceled. Shut up.
And you know what? I haven't heard from Treasure since.
From Treasure ever. Not one.
Deserve.
Well, did he say like it was kind of weird, like... And this, like, did he say it, like, in a derogatory way?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I was like, well, I don't know, like, that wording, like, in particular isn't, like, particularly offensive.
he meant it in a derogatory way.
Also, for his members to turn to him and be like, shut up.
They were physically trying to cover his mouth.
Yes, and he was like, why are you stopping me?
He was like, I'm trying to double down.
I thought he was just confused, because I was like, some people who just, like, don't understand, like...
No. And even then...
culture.
Even then, your country has Samsung. You have the best internet in the world.
Please.
And you don't understand what a black person or what a gay person looks like.
There are definitely black people in China. There are black people in Korea. There are black people in Japan. And I get it.
No,
you guys
gotten rid of them all.
No.
Gotten rid of them.
I'm so sick of seeing that excuse that, oh, our precious babies.
They don't know any. I had a K-pop stan once tell me that they didn't know about the Holocaust. They were like, Koreans, and this was when that one girl from Twice, she wore that shirt. She wore that shirt. They're like, no, she doesn't know about the Holocaust. She's 24.
Come on.
I should slide you and her.
Also, they go on world tours casually.
World tours.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't JYP supporting Israel right now?
They are.
Hey, man.
And she probably supports them too. Please.
Hey, man.
Please.
Hey, man.
That's one thing that I saw on the internet with Genshin fans. But then the Chinese fans stepped in. They're like, this layout, whack. Did we just see Fontaine what y'all did over there? Why aren't y'all bringing the same energy here? These characters, ugly as hell. Did y'all not do your research? They're supposed to be black. The Chinese fans were telling them they're supposed to be black. They were like, excuse me, if you look a little to the left in Hanukkah Star Rail, it seems like you know how to make a black character. So I don't know why you're not doing this here.
In the nation of Tibet,
Come on.
they just do not exist.
It's a mutation. It has to be.
It's recessive.
It's recessive traits.
It's actually being pulled out of the gene pool right now.
now.
Like 2 hands.
You're putting your earthly value.
You're putting your human traditions
Yeah.
against God's will of the white God, the superior color.
Honestly, that reminded me of something to talk about in a different episode.
Okay.
The white Jesus?
No.
Oh.
It's
Jeez.
Mormon Jesus.
Every day, bro.
Jesus Jamal Christ.
Jesus Jamal.
Jesus of Nazareth, not
Christ.
Jesus Smith.
Oh my God.
Jesus has a Jerry curl.
All I have to say is that the Mormons got me
Gets
fucked
his Gina
up.
curls regularly done.
I know that man puts combos in his head, bro.
He
Don't
does.
look-
He wears a scarf and bought it to bed at night.
Please stop acting like I'm stupid. I know what's going
I'm
on.
not even saying he's black, he's just textured.
He has a wash day routine.
I promise I've seen it. He did it in front of me. He literally did it in front of me. That dude has 4C hair coming out of his head.
Stop this madness.
His eyes are brown.
His eyes are brown.
Quit drawing him with blue eyes.
Oh, that's scary. Jesus with blue eyes?
Quit making him with that weird Gojo stare.
With the weird Gojo stare. Like he's about to dimension expand.
The warm honey brown eyes of the Lord.
Dimension expand fresh fish and bread.
Domain expansion. Cross that sea. No. Domain expansion. Walking on water. Domain expansion. Sights.
Domain expansion, race from the dead.
Domain expansion. The third day.
Third day, that would go crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Don't give him any more ideas. I don't know if he's out of the box
Jujutsu
yet.
Kaisen coming.
I don't know.
I'm coming for your ass.
Hey, you know what? They can take me. Just don't make me work with Mappa. I'm not one of them.
Please, I need to see my family.
I'm not one of
Oh,
them.
if you work for Mappa, you can release Yuri on Ice season 2.
You can steal it from their You can steal it from their back rooms. Finally.
There you go.
Trying to catch you boys all
Damn day. Okay, we're moving on to our next big corner, which is Umi Toy Time.
Everybody's favorite.
Everyone's
We've got a
favorite.
big, juicy conversation today because I've been telling Yeti and Jupi and I have like pre-conversations before the podcast starts.
We do.
And we always kind of like debate about like what topics because sometimes we come in with like a couple things that we want to talk about and we discuss about what each other wants to hear. And today, the solid choices that I had were Fin Friends, which is an obscure thing that I doubt anybody knows about. Mycene dolls, again. And then oh so lovingly, the idea of Zuzu pets.
I love Zuzu pets.
We are going to talk about a fun, loving activity, toy, friendship, whatever you believe that these creatures are. Zuzu Pets came out in 2009 and were officially released in 2010. Yes, they currently have some that are on the market that were rebranded. We're not talking about those.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the hamsters. So Zuzu Pets were hamster-like robots. They're rodents. And they had a whole collection of them upon initial release. They had your standard set, which were really cute, and they were little robotic hamsters. If you were alive in the early 2000s, you were very much familiar with the For Real Life brand of toy trends. They are not the same thing, but those were kind of like the ones that kind of put like this. I guess that's what I'm most familiar with. Mm-hmm. For example, For Real Life Friends had the horse Buttercup.
I had the dog.
The dog is
I had the
crazy.
dog.
So this trend of animatronic interactive pets really took the 2000s by storm because it was during the recession. A lot of people couldn't really afford to have real pets, but apparently you could afford to have a $200 fake dog.
And you made that connection now. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
I sure as hell did.
It was like during the digital age, a lot of things that came out were things like the iDog, robo dogs were super in touch. They had a lot of robotic dinosaurs that were really cute. It was just really the era of animatronics, not like Five Nights at Freddy's. Probably
dog
scarier.
that pooped?
What dog
The
that
dog
pooped?
The Barbie dog that pooped?
No, it was it was his own thing.
Oh my god.
I don't remember. Do you remember the game, the Barbie game, where the dog was pooped? No, that was her sister that you had to like. Never mind. Don't worry about me no more.
Oh, okay. So Zuzu pets, I actually didn't realize like they were as big of a phenomenon as they were because I was doing a little bit of research before I came in. Not that I do extensive research, I'd be talking out of my asshole.
But everyone believes you.
Exactly. People would be believing me, and I'm just like, wait.
That was a lie.
No, I didn't even know I was lying. I just be talking. And so they came out, and I had the one called Winkle. Mm-hmm. I loved him. I owned 5 in my lifetime.
5? I only had 1.
5 in my lifetime, and coincidentally, I had like a real life hamster. I had a real pet, like one that ate, breathed.
How many pets did you have?
A lot. I've had, I guess, like to crossroad away from Zuzu Pets for real quick. No, you're good. I love talking about my animals. Yeah, growing up, I had a cat named Jacob because I had, like, that's so nasty. And obviously, I was a child. So let us not get confused. I was a 6-year-old child. So I had a cat named Jacob because I had a crush on my cousin named Jacob. We're not biologically related. He was like my dad's best friend who they call each other brother. And he was like his older son. So like, he is like my cousin, like in like familial relation. Like I still call him cousin Jake, but he's like not actually my cousin, and he was not weird. Okay, I was just very much a crazy 6-year-old. Okay. He was always very normal, and he's still great to this day.
Still a great guy.
Hey, he's got a beautiful wife and beautiful kids. And it's so devastating because I have to look back. No, not that part. I love his wife and I love his kids. The devastating part is that I have to look back on like wedding photos. And he was the ring bearer and I was the maid of honor. And in all of the pictures, I'm just standing ominously in the background. I'm 6. And we had a big dance at the wedding, but I was like too shy, and so I ran and I danced with my dad instead. Aww. Yeah, it was just like one of those weird like childhood experiences, and now that I'm an adult, very weird.
And somehow we keep coming back to this point.
I just thought that was like because for some reason there's a trend with me giving my animals people names. There's a very strange trend. So my cat was named Jacob. My sister had his twin because they were siblings at the pet store. Her name was Princess. Normal cat name.
Normal cat name.
And then I had my first hamster. Her name was Flower.
Aww.
Oh no. First one was Peanut.
Oh, that's still cute.
Yeah, Peanut. Then the next one, no, Flower was first. But okay, I remember in the order of their death. Okay, yeah. So first one was Flower. She was a standard short hair standard hamster. The second one was a miniature dwarf hamster named Smokey.
Oh, that's cute.
Mr. Smokes.
Oh, that's so cute.
Because he was gray. And then my third one was a long-haired teddy bear hamster named Peanut.
Aww.
Then I had a dog. Then I had a dog named Duchess. Aww. But that was the name her previous owner gave her, but I called her Pudding Pup.
Aww.
So her name was Pudding. Then I didn't have a horse, but growing up, my mom lived on a farm, and like the landowner had a horse there, but his name was Big Red.
Okay.
Then there was the donkey named Poncho.
Oh.
Then there was the horse named Diamond.
Oh, okay.
The other one named Tiara.
Okay, I see the trend.
Yeah. There was a big one named Queenie. There was a chicken named Ben. Ben. Oh. It was a girl chicken.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's good with you, Ben?
And then my mom's 7 dogs.
7?
I did not like those animals.
Yeah, that's a lot of dogs.
I'm not going to get into any name because that's going to be leaking too much information about my personal life.
Okay.
Don't need to be found. What all you people need to know? She has a dog named Loki. That's all you need to know. A Dutch Shepherd, for all you in the dog community that know about those fucking dogs. She's a Dutch Shepherd named Loki.
Okay.
Imported from Europe. That's
Really?
all you need to know about that animal.
You can import your dogs from Europe?
Yeah, if they're purebred and like you're getting them from a specific breeder. Yeah. And then my favorite dog ever growing up was a Great Dane, Harlequin Great Dane named Phoebe.
Aww.
That was the best dog ever. We called her the Big Moo Cow.
Awesome.
And anyways, back to the Zuzu pets. So yeah, I had a lot of real animals, but for some reason I had a hyper fixation on fake ones, despite my very real responsibilities. And just for the record, I took great care of my animals. My parents were animal friendly, well, not my dad, but I was an animal like nerd, and so I did a bunch of research. So I've had very real responsibilities of taking care of these animals that I asked for, and I'm sitting here with a 50-gallon tank, like.
Oh, yeah.
Now I have to clean it and my hide and my freaking Aspen shave it. It was a mess.
Okay.
$100 on hamster bedding every 2 weeks was
Damn.
Shout out to Edward. Shout out to big black bald dad.
They always go crazy.
Shout out to single dads. Got no wives to spend their money.
I gotta go buy my daughter her 16 bag of hamster bedding.
He's like, God damn it, the hamster's out of food. You're telling me he needs organic food? It's a rodent. I'm like, Dad, you don't understand. He needs his own stash of carrots. Mm-hmm. Why? He'll die. He'll die. All right. Okay. Dad's not in the business of being an animal abuser, so. So yeah, but anyways, despite my very real obligations to my animals, I also had an obsession with fake animals for some reason. I had many Zuzu pets. The play sets went crazy. They released a play set for them where they were these interchangeable tubes that you could like connect, and the hamsters, when you let them loose in this enclosure, they would interact with each other. Mm-hmm. It was super cool. Like if they bumped into the wall, they for some reason knew the wall was there, and they would back up and continue to zoom around the little track. Mm-hmm. When I'm telling you, these Zuzu pets had personalities as well.
They did.
It was crazy. And the way that they would interact with each other, I'm sure there was like some sort of programming, but as a kid and even as an adult, I don't understand how they did it. Because like they had like plucky personalities, like some of the hamsters were more withdrawn, and some of them were more active, some of them were troublemakers, so they would like spin in circles and bump into other hamsters on purpose. And they somehow always knew what they were supposed to be doing. Wow. In 2013, they released the DS game.
Oh yeah, they did. They did.
Like, Escape from Zuzu World. I'm not going to get into the Zuzu Pets lore because, like I said, I'm focusing on the toy media, not specifically, I guess, digital media. That is more Yeti and Juki's expertise. I'm focusing specifically on Playline toys. Anyways, but if you want to know more about the Zuzu Pets, I guess, like, media lore, you are more than welcome to go watch the movie.
Go and play the game.
Go and play the game. Watch the movie. Yeah, there's a Zuzu Pets movie and web series.
You know, if they have a comic, go watch it.
They got a comic.
Go read it.
I don't know anything about the new ones, but yeah, they also released a little something called Zuzu Pet Babies. That was such a cute era of the Zuzu Pets because they were little plastic multi-packs, additional like DLC content you could buy from the store, and you could hook up the Zuzu Pet stroller and turn on the Zuzu Pet, and the Zuzu Pet would push around its babies in a stroller. You know, it was like the ingenuity of the early 2000s. Because never did I ever think that I needed a Zuzu Pet baby. And I did. I needed it. And these Zuzu Pets, despite just being little robotic hamsters, they never fucking died.
They didn't.
That shit had batteries all the way down to the time I threw it out my senior year of high school. But these things were fucking annoying. Mm-hmm. They made sounds. They didn't just run around. They jerked and they chirped and they spoke. They went, it was annoying, but it was cute. I guess like the most annoying, like difficult flaws of these creatures is because they were so low to the ground. If you let them run around on carpet, the carpet hairs would get stuck in the wheels and they would get gross. Ew. Because the wheels would just get clogged up with hair, and you would have to like cut it out and dissect it from the thing. Yeah. But they were still great. Like I said, my favorite Zuzu pet, my first, and I guess favorite one was named Winkle. Oh. It was the black and white Oreo looking one. Of course, had to relate to him on some level. What are y'all's thoughts on Zuzu pets?
I loved Zuzu pets. I remember when I got my first one. I believe I got it from a Walmart. And I brought it home, and like I also had the play set, and I remember being in my old house, sitting in front of the TV with my parents behind me, and I was playing with it, and it was just running through like the set and stuff like that. And like, this is like a little bit of a lore drop, but like as a child, you as a child you play with like toys all the time, right? And you have like, these grand adventures with the toys and stuff like that and whatever. But like, I would have these full-scale musicals. I'm telling you, whole dance numbers, whole sing-song numbers, everything, right? And so when I got the Zuzu pets and I was looking inside the, what's it called? The play set, I saw that they had like these little illustrations of things being in their room.
Yes, they had like a dance one in their bedroom. Yeah.
And I would like make like stories as the Zuzu pet would like run around the play set and like base everything off of like where they're going.
Were you saying this like out loud, or was it like in your head?
It was out loud.
Oh,
This was out loud. And to the point where my mom was like, "Are you talking to yourself?" And I was like, yes, because like I have to tell a story.
Yeah.
And so she took my Zuzu pet away.
Oh.
And she never got me another one ever again.
No.
And she was like, "We're just gonna have you stick with the little pet shop because I don't know what's going on with you and the Zuzu pet.
Why did she?
I don't
like
how it's chirping and then you're answering back. No.
No, say it like that. I wouldn't even no, true. Actually, you know what? If it was talking and you were talking, no, maybe you need to stick with the little pet shop.
Yeah. But like, at the end of the day, if you actually beep it, I was being severely bullied. So like, what can we do?
Take them away.
And the sun rises from the east. These are just like things that are canon events that have to happen. So I would talk to myself, and my mom thought I was talking to the Zuzu pets, and so she took it away. My grandma actually, when she found out that I had a Zuzu pet, because I told her after it was taken away, hoping that she would get it back from me, and she was like, "What is a Zuzu pet? That's demonic."
Come on.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm not getting that."
And you know what? I didn't know what it was. It's Zuzu, Juju.
Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not getting that shit back. That's okay." And so instead, I got a Polly Pocket cruise ship set from Ross.
God,
and then my brothers.
Good.
No, because like I only got to play with it for a week before my brothers put it in an ant pile.
What the?
Polly Pocket bullshit. They owe you $20. They owe you the $20.
They really do. And like when I went outside again after like a while of like not being able to play with it, I was like, where did my Polly Pocket even go? I found her head on the concrete in the patio of my backyard, separated from her body. I don't know where those ants took her body, but they left her head as a warning. They were like, do this shit again, and I'll kill you.
I'm actually so sick. Did y'all destroy that anthill?
I don't know.
It was something evil coming from that anthill. They said, y'all took our home, we'll take yours next.
like them leaving that head like in front of the door was crazy. I was like, you know what? Well, yeah. I just think I'm not gonna go outside for a little bit. And my brothers have still never apologized for that shit. But that's how I feel about Zuzu pets. I just feel like I was robbed. I was robbed.
I didn't have a lot of experiences with Zuzu pets. I had it once when I went to class with the autistic kids of our class. They had like their own special class. And I walked in, I was like, damn, look at the setup. Just a bunch of tubes and a bunch of Zuzu pets, just going ballistic. And after that, I mean, I still like hung out with them because like everybody was bullying them. That was kind of messed up.
So sick.
It was actually really messed up. And I stayed friends with them until like the 3rd grade. And it's not to say like I cut ties with them entirely. I just found a new friend group to be a part of. And we did still like chat up until I don't know, the 5th grade, then we went to 6th grade, and everybody kind of, yeah. So I didn't really have toys when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, the most I got was like stuffed animals, and there was only so much you can do with a stuffed animal in my head. I loved my one, I don't think it was a Care Bear, but it was a certain line of bears, and she was like covered in like, what print was it? Hearts, rainbow hearts. She was so gorgeous to me, and I loved her, slept with her every night. And then my parents invited our church friends from church, and I brought her out to show the kids, like, this is my bear, her name is Julie, I love her very much. And my mom called me, so I went downstairs, then I came back up, the head was ripped off, and I was like, okay. And then I just didn't get toys after that. So
oh my god,
a little silly story.
Horrible.
A little silly sad story. I had a Shamu doll, like stuffed little animal. It was really small, and I loved it. But then like one day it vanished, and then I was asking my mom for it, and she was like, "Oh, you know, he's just gone." And then later I realized she took him away because she thought I was getting too old for toys.
Oh wow.
I don't have any good stories about my toys, man.
I had a monkey from SeaWorld. That's all I remember. And then I had like a 5-foot sized Care Bear, and then I had a lot of like the little pet shop plushies. I would once again have musical numbers and stuff like that.
And you're right.
Yeah, to the point where like I remember I held a mask, like a Catholic mask, with my toys.
With your toys?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm actually jealous.
I had that many. But yeah, this is where we're gonna leave toy time before anyone else.
Or did you have anything?
No, that was it.
Yeah, and then we're gonna move into the Joopy verse for our last big corner. And today, as we all know, or some of you might not know if you're new coming to this podcast, I like to talk about politics and I like to talk about video games. But for this section of Joopy Universe, I'm going to be talking about video game, not really politics, because lately the politics cycle right now is going kind of crazy.
Ballistic.
And I'm just not
ballistic.
I'm not in the right mental headspace to handle that right now. So we're just going to check back next week.
Because that was kind of crazy.
That was, you know what, sometimes you're isekai'd into a historical event and you honestly don't know how to handle it.
How many times am I going to witness history?
You just don't know how to handle it. You know, like one day, like one moment you're sitting on your bed eating Hawaiian sauce Wingstop fries and wings, and then the next moment you're in a historical event. I can't handle that. And I don't think I will ever learn to handle that. So I'm kind of over it. So we're just gonna focus on games today. Today we're gonna be focusing on a game that it's a really old game, but I think a lot of people will know about the mythology and lore of the game. So the game is called Call of Cthulhu, and most of us, if you're on the internet and if you're this deep and hearing our podcast, you definitely know about Cthulhu, right?
Oh yeah.
And if you don't, he's an eldritch god written and created by what's his name? What's his name? Deja vu. Lovecraft?
Yes.
Yes, H.P. Lovecraft. I can't believe I forgot his name. So he's the father of like eldritch cosmic horror and stuff like that. And I first got into like cosmic horror because of like, you know, some ARGs that were on YouTube in the early days. You know, 2 years ago, Mandela Catalog comes out, Backrooms comes out, all these other great ARGs come out. And I stumbled into cosmic horror, and I really just like the idea of like fear that's not comprehensible, like fear that's stemming from like doomsday type gods and beings, right? But when I actually got into the nitty gritty of Cthulhu, Diddy? Did you just say Diddy?
Did you say Diddy?
I did not say Diddy.
Oh, I heard Diddy. Sorry.
Are you stupid? Why would I? Is Diddy cosmic horror?
That's why I was
actually
shocked.
He might be. The way no one's been able to get this man.
The way he's moving.
The way he's so elusive. Anyway, but when I actually like tuned in and, you know, because everyone makes like a lot of like content based off of like Eldritch Gods and like H.P. Lovecraft, and you know, a lot of it's like really good.
Can I
yes.
mention one? Sucker for Love.
Can you? Okay.
My fault.
Get around.
My fault.
Time to jump her.
Because whenever you get into this conversation, what ends up happening is busting on the table. And I literally want to talk about how H.P. Lovecraft is not as good as a horror writer as we think he is.
I agree with you.
And you're here trying to bust a nut.
However, didn't you do that last week?
With what? With Himbo number 1?
Actually, didn't you say you were gonna say something about that?
Oh yeah. If for those of y'all who are they're up to date, Himbo number 1 has died. He actually dropped 50 points. Yeah, it was a really.
He's not dead.
He's not dead. He's not dead. Himbo number 1 is 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 not dead. I repeat and I reiterate, Himbo number 1 is not dead. He's not dead. I'm so sorry. That was my fault for phrasing it like that. My bad. Himbo number 1 has been dropped from the roster. He is no longer on the team. That is a conversation for outside the podcast. But he was kicked off of the team recently, and we won't be having him back anytime soon. So Himbo number 1, the place goes to Gingy right now. Congratulations, you are Himbo number 1. So, back to Call of Cthulhu, right? So, I locked in and I read and I listened to the audiobook for Call of Cthulhu. I can't remember if that's the actual title of the book. I literally can't remember anything right now. But I actually listened to the audiobook and I realized that like H.P. Lovecraft, though he is a great writer, it's always like he's missing something. Mm. And it's kind of like very obvious. It's so obvious that where he wants to go or what he's obviously trying to hit, he can't fucking hit it. Mm. And I mean this in a way of like, I have a certain hate for Shakespeare, but I have a disappointment for H.P. Lovecraft, as racist as he is.
Do you think it's because of the racism?
No, I really do think that his writing was like fundamental in horror, like modern day horror. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I feel like not a lot of people talk about his writing, like the actual book, and they talk about more of his ideas, is because the writing isn't really that like, it doesn't satisfy you if you're like a horror fan. Mm-hmm. So a good example of this I would feel is like, yeah, we have this like crazy god, right? That's mysterious and there are people worshiping him and stuff like that, you know? And it's like, oh my gosh, what could this be about? So it's like a mystery of trying to find out what this god is and what are these relics and who are these people worshiping it. But like you like go through that whole entire narrative of trying to figure out who Cthulhu is and who his worshippers are and where he's come from. And then you get to the end. Mm-hmm. And then it just ends. It literally just ends.
We never get to know who Cthulhu
No, you find out who Cthulhu is, the worshippers and all that stuff.
And then it's just snip.
It's just snip. It's like, well, that's over. You found it's kind of like just reading a textbook. It's like, okay, and the bird flew, and we now know why the bird flew.
There was no razzmatazz.
There was no like climax or like, oh, what's gonna happen if this happens? There was no call to action, I guess, if you're writing an essay. Mm-hmm. So it was very like unsatisfying. It literally didn't miss what horror was about, but it missed what it could have been. Mm. And in the game Call of Cthulhu, which is an older game, you come to this offshore island, small town, as a detective, I believe. And the people on the island are very weird and very strange. And, you know, it's the classic, you need to get out of here.
Oh.
The people here don't like you type shit, right?
Oh.
And so the detective's like, I'm trying to solve this case, so I'm gonna stay here a little bit longer.
Oh my.
And so he ends up finding out about he ends up finding out about like Cthulhu and like all this other stuff, and like there are fish people, and then there are like mutants in the water, and so the game called Cthulhu does what the book couldn't.
Oh.
So, but at the same time, it was still missing something. And I just feel like H.P. Lovecraft, even though his ideas are really good, he really did set like a cap on what people could do with his work, because I mean, you could always be like, you know, a more imaginative than the original, right? You can like take twists and turns and spin-offs and stuff like that. But with the way that like Lovecraft wrote his stories, it leaves much to be desired, and there's like a lot of things you would have to fundamentally change to lead into like that ending that everyone could want, right? But I feel like the only person who could write that would be H.P. Lovecraft, and he just never wrote that. Instead, he wrote what was it? What did he name his dog? Anyway,
It was his cat.
It was his cat? Instead, he named his cat that, right? So the game called Cthulhu, and there's another game that's based off of it. They're both really good attempts at trying to continue the lore of Cthulhu. But I just feel like there's something missing from just that side of cosmic horror, because Cthulhu himself is not scary. Like, he's nowhere near scary. He's like this giant tentacle god that some people want to fuck, and some people, I mean, Umi, and some people, I mean, Yeti. and no, it's true. It's true. Don't lie. Don't lie to yourselves. Don't lie to yourselves.
It's just that I'm so petite and small.
I'm going to kill myself.
And, you know,
in a video game.
I'm just, you know, men, they fantasize about me.
Right.
And my beautiful, full, supple.
Right. Wow. Right. 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 And they're very perky. They're very perky.
I just love that people reimagine Cthulhu as a woman, and you know that really ate down.
I'm so sick of the gays.
No, all of us could have like a full cupped booty.
What is it? No, you cannot start talking about that. I already told y'all what that would have to happen to have permission to talk about that. All right?
Y'all, we need 50 followers.
Ooh, please spread the word so I can spread the word.
Oh my God.
Try to spread the gospel.
The good news.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. I just feel like there's...
Or was it 10 followers?
I think
It's 50 now. Shut the fuck up. It's 50 now. We need 50 subscribers to reach whatever goal they want. Anyway, don't look at me like that. It's mine. It's mine anyway.
It's what?
It's mine.
It's what?
It's mine.
But what is it?
Just know it's mine.
Good Googling.
I am so disrespected on this podcast, and it's crazy. I never get the spotlight. I never get respect. I never am shown the sincerity I deserve, and I'm sick.
And you know what? I'm really sorry about what happened in that one episode, because you did have all of those things, and you were really happy about it. But, you know, my fault.
Anyway, I just think that Lovecraft, he's not the writer that everyone expects him to be. Like, I feel like if you compare Shakespeare, you really can't. But, like, I feel like you can compare them on the same level of, like, fame and stuff like that, and, like, how important they were to literature and just the genre that they were in. I have a certain disdain for William Shakespeare, which is something I'll get into.
Oh God, I hate Shakespeare.
I hate that man so much.
Stand him.
I hate him so much. But for H.P. Lovecraft, I just feel like because of the handicaps that he put on himself, he really couldn't write the horror that, you know, that could like build,
No, continue. I was going to wait for you to finish.
Oh, that could...
Before I asked.
Okay. That could build up the legacy and the stories that he wanted.
I was gonna ask, since you don't like him, are there any horror writers that you do like?
That is a good question.
Like,
because
how do you feel about Edgar Allan Poe?
Is he a horror writer?
I wouldn't even. I
He's
feel
a
like
poet.
he's a poet, but he's a very tragic. I feel like he's
more depressing.
Yeah, a tragic
tragic
than horror. But
H.P. Lovecraft created a whole new
genre of horror.
I don't read books. My fault.
But if I was
to, he is a good comparison though.
Yeah,
same kind of like doom and
gloom.
I can see like where you drew the comparison from.
If I was to bring
Stephen
up
Hawking,
Stephen Hawking, the man in the wheelchair. Stephen King.
Hey, you can see where I made the mistake.
Okay.
That's why I agree with you. You know, because Stephen Hawking's scary too. He cheated on his wife.
He went to Epstein Island.
He
That's
did.
the scariest thing he did.
So you know what?
He is a
No,
horror
I
writer.
don't need to be.
Stephen Hawking.
Tell us now. Man, talking about quantum physics. Shut up. I'm so sorry.
If there was like a horror writer that I really like fucked with heavy, I wouldn't say Stephen King, because a lot of his like stuff is like burgers and fries. And he kind of like admits that as well. Like he only has he has heavy hitters, but not all of his books are heavy hitters. I think it'd be easier to move in. Like, I just feel like Western media itself has like they have good horror writers, but because like I just feel like I've watched way too much like Western media to sit down and go like, oh, this is like the best writer ever. It's like I can see the same like story plot line.
And everyone
and dance
tropes.
So I'm kind of like pessimistic in that kind of sense. But if I was to like, I'd rather just give a recommendation than like a writer, because I feel like horror itself stems from not the writer but what you are actually scared of, because the writer could be like scared of something that you're not scared of, and they could like write a book about like being scared of like germs and stuff like that, but you might not find that scary. So in my sense, I would like I would read like a lot of like internet horror stories, because they really tap into like the fears that the average person really like, that like everyone's gonna be scared about. Like SCP horror, and this might seem like really geeky and nerdy, and I'm just that, but like the SCP horror stories, they're so good. There's hold on, let me look. I have like a whole playlist.
You got a playlist?
I do, because it's so good. Like, there's a YouTuber who released a horror story recently on his channel. I can't remember what it was called, but hold on, I'm gonna find it. Give me a second, everyone, please. I'm scrolling.
While you're looking,
okay.
The Giving Tree.
What about it?
Yeah. Y'all ever turn
What
that book
about
around? See that man?
No.
Back? Yeah. I don't know why the publisher did that to him.
It's just what he looked like.
It is, but like, damn.
That's rude. That's the author.
Yeah.
You're disrespectful.
I was a child.
Okay, so The Wicker Witch Lives is a really
Maybe that's just him. That's just him.
The Wicker Witch Lives is really good. Hold on, let me turn down my sound because
It might play loud.
Yeah, I'm gonna just scroll through. Okay, so there's, oh my gosh, The Aristocrats was really good. It's about this like royal family in Germany that moved underground and has been eating people underground. It's so good. There Was a Crooked Man is also really good. it's phenomenal. And then another one I would recommend is American. I think it was like American something.
American Psycho?
No, hold on. I wish I could just find it.
Ooh.
Let's see. Can I search on this channel? Yeah, whatever. But I think it's called like American Flesh or something.
Oh.
Bog Bodies is really good. Where it's like these bodies that come up in like this bayou bog like kind of lake, and they keep like floating up to the top, and they look like decomposing bodies, but like the people are still alive.
Okay, so
hold on, I got another one for you. I got another for you. The Old Man, that's really scary. I'm trying to find the one that I really, really like. When I was listening to this, I was taken aback, and it was very political, and I thought it was just a very political, but very, how do I say this in a way that makes sense? To say the least, it was like the SCP meets The Jungle, like the book that you read in high school, where they were like, we had to put regulations on what people were putting in these cans of meat. So it's like SCP meets that, and it was so good. So yeah, I would just like first start off with internet horror, and then if you want, like go into like books and like you know, professional horror. Because I feel like, not to like shit on people who write horror professionally, y'all are great, y'all are amazing. I just feel like the internet has like this unhinged side to it, that like not a lot of these horror books that come out today like traveling into.
I feel like also people have more experiences when it's coming from them personally, because they could be telling something that they experienced and you just wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And there is a dark side of the internet.
Yeah, like unless it's like a non-fictional horror story that you find in a Barnes and Nobles, I think that'd be really bad. Like I just think about like Silence of the Lambs, and I just that's that's a horror that I think only God could write. and then anytime God writes, it's nonfiction. So, but yeah, that's gonna end my corner today in Jupiverse. We're gonna head into our intermission, where you take a break, catch up if you've just been listening to us yap along, and maybe get some progress done, do some cleaning, or maybe, you know, turn in that assignment. I don't have anything else to say. If you guys want to say anything before we head into our intermission.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
Well, I'm not the first canon, but I'm the second canon, but I have dinner reservations and I'm hungry. So my beverage of the week is, and I'm so sorry, it is a nice ice cold glass of whole milk.
We on the milk train again.
Shut up.
Okay.
It's so yummy and crisp, because tell me there is there's truly nothing on earth that will cure my dehydration.
Milk.
Yes. Like
water.
No.
Water.
No. I'm telling you, the next time you are dehydrated, go in the fridge. It has to be whole milk. Get you a cold glass of whole milk. Middle of the night, drink it. You standing there in your underwear. Greatest experience of my life. All right, somebody else.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'll go next. Cause, sorry. So, last time we recorded, I said that my beverage of the week was this Mandarin flavored carbonated water, right? Changing it. It's the cherry flavor now. That thing on top, does not miss, never miss. Warm, cold, lukewarm, and I have a feeling about lukewarm things. Those things are nasty. But this in any state. Delicious, divine, an iced popsicle. It's so good. You should go to your local HEB. This is not sponsored. You should go to your HEB. If you want to sponsor me, you can. Go to your local HEB and get you one of them. That's it.
My favorite drink of the week is a chilled Sprite, but more with a cherry lime flavoring to it. They're really good. I had it at a 4th of July festival kind of type thing, and I haven't forgotten it since. Might go out and get some right now. Honestly, I love her so much. But that's where we're gonna end the podcast today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying, please come back. And if you're not, that's okay. That's fine.
We don't want to see you anyways.
Oh my god, that's not true.
No. I mean, if you don't fucking with me, I'm not fucking with you. Fuck.
This is okay. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to hear more from us, please like this video, comment below, and make sure to subscribe so that you're always up to date on when we're posting, and always come back to 300 Acre Forest because we will be waiting for you. Good night.